Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Doyce, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were working on some random things around the base, but mostly upgrading some stuff as well as making a brand new glass factory, which we already have a little over 6k glass in there. And yeah, it's working just fine. Everything's good. I went ahead between episodes and upgraded these guys all the way. They're no longer backing up. I also upgraded this servo right here because this chest was backing up as well. And just trying to figure out what are we gonna do next. So one of the big things that we need to work on is bees. We need to make a very specific type of bees. They're the phantasmal bees, and it's going to require ender bees as well as monostatic, which I did confirm. So the secluded ones come from austere, which come from modest. That's not that bad. Modest or whatever, honestly, to breed. And I haven't really done any of that stuff yet because, well, bees are a little bit time consuming and I just haven't bothered. But I did get another villager, a beekeeping villager, who will give us an ender drone for some eyes of ender and a princess. So we're going to give him whatever princess we want. It doesn't really matter. So let's get the eyes of ender. Let's get like 100 of those. We're gonna need them eventually, so might as well. There's 16. I want to take a few more. I went to the end just to see if I could see some stuff. Didn't seem to work, but whatever. I was looking for any ender hives, which is how you're supposed to get the ender bees. I guess they're called end hives. But for whatever reason, that recipe is hidden on here, and so we can't really do anything with that. So we've got to do it this way. So let's see, princesses. I guess we'll go with. We have a whole bunch of meadows, so we'll do that and get an ender drone. Perfect. So this will go in here. And we'll do some stuff with that later, probably. But any more trades? You'll keep giving me monist drones, but that's not what I want. I want a monostatic. So the way I do this, you know what? Let's make a little bit of a cage for him. He's not bad to have. It's just kind of annoying to continuously have to deal with villagers. So this will be good enough. We can put a torch there, put them there, put a torch there, why not? So yeah, let's get another villager, and the way we do this is pretty easy. Just come over here to the villager spawner, flip it on for a little bit, and we can watch them come out and see when we have one, we turn it off real quick and we try to capture them. So nope, nope, nope. Alright, so there's one. They're not that uncommon. The king-ish, not who I want. Beekeeper. And we can kill the rest of them for blood. Apologies if my voice is off a little bit. I am recovering from being sick, I think, or getting sick, one of the two. I think I'm getting sick. I've been feeling kind of off the past little bit, but it's really hitting me today for whatever reason. Anyways, beekeeper. Some wheat will give us a comb. We have plenty of wheat, so this is a pretty easy trade. By the way, I had so many combs in the system. We've been running an Imperial Princess for quite a while. Alright, proven frames. Go ahead and do that. Just to get more trades. And tropical. So 4 drones and a propolis. Easiest way to do drones, by the way, is just click number of items because we have a lot of drones. Let them go through. We have a lot of stuff. Alright. So you got anything else for us? Let's get a few more. Are you going to give me sparkles? Or not? Alright, I think this one is useless. We'll kill him and be on our way. Alright, so honeydew can all go in here. We'll get a bunch of honey stored up. And yeah, so that's what I've got to do. I've got to find a monostatic drone. I'm going to do most of the bee stuff off camera at this point because, well, there's not much reason to do it on camera. So let's move on to the next thing that I want to work on. And that is, well, we're going to go kill a dragon today. I decided that we need to go kill a dragon, and the reason we're going to do that is because, well, we need another dragon egg. We're currently using one for our witchery setup, which works just fine, but we could use that to once we get the phantasmal bees, but we're going to need to resurrect a dragon to get another one, I believe. I think we can do that. I've separated the souls out just a little bit. So the ones that we're going to need, like 5 spawners, 6 spawners, at least, of the stabilized. Currently we have 2. We know that there's at least another one in the Eldritch dimension. And the whole point of that is to get what we want in terms of the goodies for the Galgadorian blocks. So if we look at Galgadorian blocks, the eyes of Galgadorian is what's annoying. And to make one of these, it requires slime, mushrooms. Mushrooms are not bad. We can do mushrooms and sugar. Those are fine. But it's going to require slime balls, gas tears, spider eyes, ender pearls, blaze powder, and that's it. So lots of blaze powder, lots of slime balls, and a good number of all the rest. So we're going to need slimes, gas, blazes, endermen, and then we're also going to want to do witches to get the spider eyes, as well as glowstone and redstone, and sugar, and then wither skeletons so that we can get plenty of wither skulls. Currently we have 300. That's not bad. That's what? 100. That's about 110, 111 nether stars. I always want to call them wither stars. Nether star. So that's not bad, but we're probably going to need more. So in order to make the resurrection stone, we're going to need wyvern cores and draconian blocks. So let's get the draconian block, and it's got to make all that stuff. And then we'll get the wyvern cores times 4. And while we're waiting, I want to go ahead and teach the system how to make the awakened cores. So awakened cores require all of this. Void metal. Void metal we have automated. Terra steel we have automated. It also requires bedrockium, which we have automated, as well as iridium ingots. So we're going to need to compress iridium. And we've also already automated that. So we can tell the system to make all this stuff, no problem. And that will give us our awakened cores, once we have the wyvern cores, obviously. I just hope that the wither dies like it should every time. But we'll see. Cool. So that is a finicky system. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the withers die, that's all that matters. So wyvern cores, we have all 4. And we can teach the system how to make the awakened cores. So as we kind of continue on in this mod pack, we're gonna need more stuff. One of these days I will set up better automation for ME, plenty more everything, basically. So that'll be a plan later. It's not too important right now, but it is going to be important. So with that taken care of, we should have the Draconium and the Resurrection Stone. Now, this is really, really cool, but we're going to need more. We need our Draconic Tablet, because I'm not entirely sure how to do this. I don't remember what all is required in the resurrection of the dragon. I believe we need some blocks of Draconium that are charged. So, yes, we need 4 charged Draconium. So let's get 4 more of these. It's gonna make a bunch more Wither Stars, Nether Stars, whatever, and we'll get to it. So, the problem that we're gonna have at this point, we also need 4 diamond blocks, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need some obsidian. What else is it? Glowstone and 12 quartz pillars. So we're gonna need some more quartz. So let's get a bunch of soul sand, sifting, and honestly the gravel is empty enough. Let's go ahead and just do it right here. We shouldn't get much more than... actually, is there anything else we can get other than gas tiers out of this? And obviously the quartz. Netherwort, which, okay, none of that matters. Alright, so that's going to make this build up. That's fine. We'll deal with that later. So, one of these days we might want to set up a dedicated soul sand, like, sifter. But at the same time, like, there's not much reason to. See, this is... or above. Let's bump that up to 5,000. We don't really need much in terms of the Draconium or anything like that right now. So we can go ahead and turn that off for the most part. Alright, that should be plenty of stuff for what we need. Charged Draconium. We need to just make it. And then we're going to need some glowstone. We're going to need 4 of these. Cool. So, this is obviously going to take a little bit of time for each one of these. But that's the nature of it. Like I said before, we will eventually make some vibrant capacitor banks that will be exclusively for charging that up. It's the easiest way I can figure to do that because our bottleneck is not our power production, it's our power storage. So we'll deal with that here soon. So let's see, we're going to need the quartz. We're going to need 12 of these. And then we need to make them into the pillars. And easiest way to do that is to grab our chisel. And there we go. Okay, so last thing we're going to need is a bunch of cobblestone or some sort of block, as well as a builder's wand, and what that's going to allow us to do is just make a nice big platform in the end for when we're ready with all this stuff. So that's what we'll get to. So right now we just need to charge up all this Draconium, and it's going to take a little bit. So what are some other things we can look at while we're waiting? Biggest thing we need to do right now, we can go ahead and make some advanced. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in each. So let's make some Galgadorian. You know what, let's do 14. Ooh, we cannot do 14. We can do 10 though. No, we can't. We're missing gas tiers. So something we're going to want to do is set up a mob farm in the last millennium so that we can collect all the stuff and do all the things and make everything great. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to make another mob grinder, get another ender collector, and we're going to go to the last millennium just so it's kind of out of the way. We can turn it on and off and all that fun stuff as needed. But the main idea is just so that we can, wow, we are out of power. Is just so that we can kind of do things as we want. Oh, that's why we're out of power. Those were on my hotbar at one point. Okay. So, yeah, our glass factory is doing great. Something kind of to keep in mind, eventually we are going to want to up our mass fabricator. Not so much anything except for getting more recyclers and more power to this guy. So I removed the advanced solar panels because we didn't really need them there. But if we look at solar panels, if we want to make one ultimate hybrid, we can do that. And it's a 1-for-1, so can we make 3 of those? Can we make... Let's just make 1. You know what, we're going to do this. We're going to make 1 of these. And it's going to require a lot of bronze and a lot of tin and some cenarium, so it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be a little bit of a pain, but we sleep and it'll be better. So power is going to eventually be a problem. Is that the output? No, that's input. Okay, good. As long as the output is still good, we don't have a problem. So just charge everything up and we'll be good. So this might take a little bit of time, but we'll get there. So all that stuff is going to process, and while it's doing its thing, we can also go ahead and go, I want to make a couple new machines. So we want to make the genetic imprinter and the genetic sampler from, well, Gendustry. We're going to need plenty of these power modules. And why do we want to make these machines? Well, basically, what they're going to allow us to do is take individual, like, genes from the bees and do what we want with them. So genetic imprinter is going to require 4 gears. Both of them are going to require 4 gears. So I almost typed 4. Not what I wanted. 8 gears. Let's make those. And let's see, we can get rid of the resurrection stone. So the genetic imprinter is going to require a sturdy casing, 2 B receptacles. We're going to need 3 B receptacles, 2 sturdy casings, and 2 genetic processors, which I don't believe, yeah, I don't have that automated. So we're going to need 2 nether quartz, a pulsating chipset, and this is each. And we'll get the rest of it in just a second. So that guy is fully charged. Put that back in there. And we have the power. It's just a matter of getting everything taken care of. Did I put 4? No, of course not. So I need 2 more quartz and diamonds times 4. Now, eventually what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make a lot of things in order to get most of this stuff kind of working like we want it to. We're going to need a lot of diamonds and all that kind of stuff for the creative energy cell. And once we get one of those, we're going to be able to power a lot of things fairly easily. So the only problem is picking it up, which is going to require this thing, I do believe, which is pretty expensive, but not that bad. It's just kind of annoying. I believe that's how you can pick stuff up. That is something to keep in mind for this series and this mod pack. There are no easy ways to pick up creative items. Alright, so we're gaining power, so it's not that big of a concern that we're using a lot of power. And in fact, just grab this guy for a second, and there's a lot more power going in. Okay, so that will charge. We have one more after that, and then we can go set up this ritual. But I want to grab these 8 gears. We're going to need sturdy casings times 2. Reason I grabbed the gears is because it's going to require more gears. And then we're going to need B receptacles times 3. And something like that. So we just have to wait for all this stuff to be done. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then we can head off to go fight the dragon again. So the ritual is pretty easy. Set it up like that. Pillars don't have to be exact configuration as long as they're within 5 blocks. It looks better if it's symmetrical, obviously. It must be set up within 150 blocks of 0, 0. And we're going to lose pretty much all this stuff. And it will kill you if you're not careful. The dragon that we're going to be summoning is actually stronger than the one before. So that's something to keep in mind, but not a big deal. Do we have... How difficult would it be to make a draconic bow? Requires a shiny bow. That's not terrible, but not something I really want to do right now. And one more. Cool. And then our system can take a break. Alright, so bows aren't too much of a concern right now. Our crossbow is pretty good, so it should be fine. But we're just needing the genetics processor, which should be in there? Question mark? Yeah, they're there. I don't know why it's not knowing that it's there, but there's the genetic imprinter. And then if we grab a diamond, we can make the sampler. So what do these machines do, and why are they important? Well, to put basically, the sampler, which we'll put here, allows you to put bees in here and remove genes. So that's really useful, but it's also kind of complicated. The genetic imprinter allows you to make whatever bees you want. It's really, really useful, and it's really kind of awesome. So we're going to want some pipes like so. We're going to want a bunch of chests. Let's make another chest. 2. Actually, I don't know that we want all those. So we're going to have something there, something there. We're going to have another one on top that needs to be a diamond chest. So I think working to get this one cleared out, unless I have another diamond chest lying around, would be a good idea. So chest. No, I don't. Okay. So I will get that set up later, but we're going to need see, not the labware. What are they called? I don't remember what they're called. But these are the genetic templates. We need gene samples. And to make a blank gene sample, it's redstone and tin. It's a lot. So we'll make a stack of those. Now the nice thing about this is you can smelt them and remove the gene sample so that you can have whatever kind of stuff you want. So for example, we probably need to make more labware. That's fine. So we put something in there, and we can get a bunch of different genes. Each bee has 13 genes. Genetic templates tell you that. So they have 13 different genes. And so we can do like the different species or various things depending on how we feel. So now we can go to the end, and because I need to do a little bit of building in the end, I will be right back. I'm gonna go do that, and then we're gonna summon the dragon and fight him. So be right back. Alright, so I have built the ritual. I made it with a double thick cobblestone layer, a little bit of an area, mostly just to kind of hopefully save some of the stuff. It does have the chance to drop, but whether or not it does is another question altogether. So I have my crossbow, I have all of my stuff, and our really good armor. So real quick before we begin, the solar panel was finished, the ultimate hybrid, and so in order to kind of finish things up with that, I went ahead and started making a bunch of iridium, and hopefully we can at least teach the system how to make the best solar panel that we're going to need 9 of before today's episode's out. But yeah, so sorry if I seemed a little bit distracted near the end of that. I had some IRL stuff dealing with as well. But it's fine. Whatever. Anyways, all we have to do is right-click this guy, and it makes a big particle effect, and everything kind of does its thing. So on each of the all of the what are they called? The ender crystals all regenerate, and you can see there's something forming. That is the dragon. So I realized that we're gonna have to go back through the portal again before we can call this 100% completed, but that's fine. So we should be fine to do this. I don't anticipate having any problems with the normal dragon. God, it's really loud. The normal dragon, just the first kind of resurrection, but as you can see, it does a whole big particle effect thing. It's actually really cool. God, it's loud though. Sound, weather. Let's just turn this down. That did not help much. But then it sends particles up into the sky, where it is forming the dragon itself. And there's the ender dragon. So some of the stuff is still around, but not much. As you can see, it is a little bit different. Let's go ahead and destroy all of the crystals. And yeah, so the dragon itself is not going to be too much of a problem. Just got to destroy a lot of the crystals. And yeah, we have a really good bow. It's just going to be a matter of kind of finishing this off. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, So I think there's no more healing for the dragon. Dragon should die pretty quickly. And hopefully we get all of the stuff we need. Bunch of draconium and all that kind of stuff. But we should never have to resurrect the dragon again. At least that's the hope. Because that was expensive to kind of do. But if we can get the dragon eggs, we might be able to actually resurrect. I don't know if we have to use... Oh man, we weren't close enough. I don't know if we need to resurrect the dragon in the end, or if we can use the phantasmal bees to resurrect the dragon in the overworld. So dragon egg. Let's go ahead and it went over here, I think. I don't know where it went. Uh-oh. This is bad. Probably should have brought a piston and just moved it, but if we have to do that again, it's not that big of a deal. We are in a Skyblock type map, so we can we can respawn pretty much anything we want. Do we see? I don't know why the Endermen think it's a good idea to just kind of hang around in the in the fire. But by the way, one of the best ways to get a ton of souls as well as ender pearls is just come in here and kill like all these guys with this sword. We have all the upgrades to it, so it's really good. We didn't actually get all of the crystals. To make sure there's nothing on there before we go ahead and blow it up. Alright, so I might have done a really big dumb, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, we can always resurrect the dragon again. We got a dragon heart, which is important. So it looked like it went this way. But it also kind of looked like it fell. So... Ooh, you're a special Enderman. So let's go this way just a little bit and see if there's anything. It's just darkness. Alright, so I don't know where the dragon egg went. Whoops. So the whole reason we came here was to get the dragon egg. But it doesn't really matter. We get some souls. Ooh, I got a taint tendril. Let's put that away. We get some souls. We can do that again. It's not that big of a deal. But the big thing that we have to worry about is once we get the phantasmal bees, we're going to need to set up a apiary and make sure that we can resurrect the dragon. I don't know quite how that works, but I do know that it's easier than what we currently just, well, what we just did. So, yeah, I don't see any signs of the egg. That is a bit of a bummer. So I believe it's this way. It can only go like 64 blocks, so I think it might have just fallen out of the world. So is it this way? I really don't know. There is an area somewhere in the end that we have our Enderman farm, but unless these pillars are hollow inside or something, which actually we can just come down here and I don't see anything. I do not see anything at all anywhere. Can we put the fire out? No. Okay. Let's go back to the overworld. Maybe it went there. there's a chance that it kind of went through the portal. If that's the case, then that makes things a lot easier. So there's the egg that we've always had. So I don't know. We'll worry about it later. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to kind of show off how to resurrect the dragons. So we can do that again, no problem. It's just going to be a matter of doing it. We have another dragon heart, which is nice. And a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter outside of that. So, like I said, we are currently making a bunch of iridium. Unfortunately, we don't have nearly enough to do the thing that I wanted to do, which is make the quantum core. This thing. It requires 128 iridium. It's pretty expensive, and iridium is something that we're going to need a lot of. So, we have an ultimate hybrid solar panel. Let's grab our wrench. And I want to see how much power this thing gives off. So we put this right here. There should be no problems. This generates 64 EU per tick. That's pretty good, actually. So we can turn that on, and the whole idea is we get more and more and more and more power to the mass fabricator. We get more stuff. So the idea is this is going up. This is not currently, but it will once it rewinds and is ready to begin again. So we'll see kind of what happens with that. I have no idea where that dragon egg went. I'm going to look around for it. Off camera, between episodes, all that kind of stuff, and try to find it, try to get it. But yeah, we're gonna need a lot, and I mean a lot of EU or UU matter, and to make that, we're gonna need a lot of EU. So things that we're gonna want to do is have a ton of recyclers going, and we're gonna want to have a ton of well, whatever kind of power we can get. The idea is eventually what we'll do is set this guy up to a creative energy source, a creative power cell that will basically just feed it all the power in the world, because it's creative, and we can put multiple, I think, and then power will never be an issue. So it's just going to be a matter of replicating everything. So we have like 2 resonant solar panels. Which is really cool, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see if we can't make the next tier. I want to see if this goes down in power once this guy starts up, which should be here in a second. It's every 5 minutes, I do believe, that this goes. Yeah, 300 seconds, 5 minutes. Alright, so that is currently going. And this is draining power. Alright, well, we need more power. It's simple as that. So, here's the question. Solar panels. If I want to make... Let's do 10. Can I make 10 of those? We need 13k glass. And 13k... Oh my gosh, we're only missing like 4,000 glass. So that's not too bad, but we're missing a lot of electrotine. So solar panels, we can make 1 more of the resonant. That's not a problem. And the thing is about this, it's just a bunch of crafting. It's not really anything else. Makes a ton of glass panes, and it does all that stuff. But it's not really that difficult outside of that. So might be something we want to look into if I come by every once in a while and do that. But the thing is electrotine is an absolute pain to get. So electrotine, I mean, we get it from sifting sand. We could start sifting compressed sand. But then other than that, like the ore, we can't really get. So, I don't know. And unfortunately, that's like the only way we can get this stuff, as far as I'm aware. So, I don't know what to say about that. I do have another idea. And you know what? Let's... Let's get a chest. We're going to try this. So... I believe it's obsidian with an ender eye. Correct. Okay. So let's put down all of our stuff. And there's something I want to see if we can't grab. Tinker's Construct has a thing called a tool belt. So this is going to be kind of weird, and why would we want to do this type of thing? But it is going to be useful for a couple of things later, if we so choose. So the knapsacks, traveler's belt. So in order to make the traveler's belt, we are going to need hardened leather. Needs candleberry wax. So we're gonna need a lot of these. Let's get a candleberry. Let's get some bone meal. And we don't really need this stuff right now. Just put the bean seed in there. Alright, so candleberries. Same with the onion seed. Alright, so we can just grow a bunch of candleberries with the sole purpose of getting this traveler's belt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head to the spirit realm, the spirit world. I think Spirit Realm sounds better. I know it's Spirit World, but we're going to go to the Witchery Spirit World, and what we can do there is actually pretty simple and straightforward. We can, well, cheat. So the whole point of living in that area and going to that place is so that we can access a couple of things. One, it's going to give us access to a actual terrain generator. So let's see. To make, it's called the Traveler's Belt. Let's just do that. Traveler's Belt requires hardened leather, which requires not beeswax. We want to use wax. Candleberries. In order to get that, we're gonna need pot. Let's just use copper, and that'll be fine. So we're gonna need like 6 of these or something. Just make a bunch. Okay, and then we can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hardened leathers, and then we're gonna need a reinforced. Need a strong box, and the strong box needs Invar. Just make 100 of that. And what this is going to do is if we put this on, it's going to give us another inventory slot. We need to take our armor off. Our baubles as well. We need to take everything off. We don't want to lose any of this stuff. I dislike that I can't shift click that guy. Is there anything else? The red heart canisters are unimportant, so that's fine. Invar. Something else we're going to want to do is upgrade all of our stuff. We have a lot of what's it called? We have a lot of machines down here. All of our auto processing machines. The Ender IO ones are upgraded with octet capacitors, but we're gonna want to upgrade all these other ones to be nice and fast and all that kind of stuff. Same way we did with these. It's gonna use more power, but secret power doesn't matter. We have enough power. We can make more power as needed. So, hardened glass. I realize it's making all the Invar first. Okay. So let's make sure we have the other thing we need, which is a sleeping potion. Of course we don't. So we're gonna need a sleeping potion, brew of sleeping. So with a magic, purified milk. With a magic, we don't have purified milk. So how to get that? It's odor purity with some milk. Alright, that I can handle. And then some more clay jars. Which honestly, our witchery setup is really bad. Which is sad because I like witchery. I really do. It's just kind of a pain to deal with. Do we have access to cakes? No. Alright, it was worth a shot. Oh, where did the cow get to? Isn't he all the way over here? Oh my gosh. Cow, why? Why do you do this to me? So, we're gonna milk the cow. Simple enough. And then all we need to do is do some crafting, and we'll be fine. So, milk, odor purity. There's 3 purified milks. Alright, so that's taken care of. So, with a magic purified milk, we're going to need a cookie, an icy needle. I'll have to go grab some of those. Artichoke, water artichoke, and then brew of love, which of course we don't have any. So the brew of love is a golden carrot, a poppy, all this stuff we don't have. Another whiff of magic. Alright, so what's a good way to get whiffs of magic? Distilling breath of the goddess or rowan saplings. So we're going to chop down some rowan trees. Let's grab some dirt and our lumber axe. While we're over here, harden glass. Make the traveler's belt. And we equip this guy on our page here. And then we can swap hotbars. So what we can do is we can hide our ender chest on another hotbar. And anything else we might want, but nothing like expensive. Take a shiny pickaxe and let's get a silky jewel. So silky jewel, gold, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. Cool. And then I guess a sword as well. We're using much better stuff now, so it doesn't matter too much. So we'll use that for kind of protection. And then we'll probably want some food. So we can just come over here and grab some chili. Now I don't trust it to take the the jetpack that we have over to the other dimension. I don't trust it enough to do that, so that's why we're going to use the ender chest. In fact, we're going to charge this guy up. We'll be super duper quick in this thing if we can get enough power to it. But this will allow us to kind of go to the spirit world and do some pretty simple things, pretty fun things. I need to remember to grab that before we leave. So we're going to need a poppy. Let's see. We're going to need Brew of Love. So poppy, lily pad, golden carrot. So that is that. Lily pads. Okay, vines. Alright, shears. We'll get it at some point. Let's just use normal shears. Alright, so we'll get this. And we can use that. So that's the one thing. We're going to need 2 water artichokes, which are these. Icy needle for the other one, as well as a water artichoke. And let's go ahead and, do we have a lumber axe? We certainly do. So before we do anything else, let's go grab the jetpack, put it back away. This episode's getting a little long. Apologies. We're going to try to cheese the spirit world. And the whole reason to do this is so that we can collect the things that we need, so that we can go back there at any point. And then we can transfer things through the ender chest. It's really nice and convenient, and I don't know why I looked at it instead of opening it up to put this in there. But it's really nice and convenient, and it's gonna be great. You'll see. So let's go ahead. I need more bone meal. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the frame rate. It seemed like it dipped for a second. Alright, so we'll get some more saplings. And I guess let's do this. Alright. I guess we have more whiffs of magic. Alright, let's do another 8 in there. We have plenty of clay jars. Alright, so what do we need? For the Brew of Love, we need another water artichoke. So let's grab that. And then we need to convert the vines. And what else do we need? Cocoa beans and a whiff of magic. Okay. Do we have any cocoa beans in here? Of course not. Alright, so let's dump off our inventory and we'll grab the cocoa beans that we need. Do some witchery stuff. And we're gonna need some bottles, I realized. And yeah, this should be good. So both of these are kettle recipes, so we don't have to worry about order or anything like that. And let's throw something that doesn't matter. And that should be everything. Cool. So, Brews of Love. And our extra Brew of Sleeping. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to want to hit... Let's see, we're going to want to grab another Icy Needle. Let's make sure we don't have any more in here. Alright, so we're going to need some bone meal. And I want to grab just a couple of icy needles for the sole purpose of getting out. That's what the icy needles are good for. They do transfer over, so we can take care of that pretty nice and easily. And then we'll get rid of the snowballs, because we don't need those. And honestly, we don't need them at all. So hide the hotbar. And then we can go to the spirit world. And what? Okay, that was weird. I guess I immediately woke up from it. Alright, let's try it again. Yeah, that's what happened. I immediately woke up from it. So, we are currently in a nightmare. If we can get somewhere, we do have the ender chest right there. Okay. So here's the question. Let's get over here. Somewhere where we can kind of go underwater. And the question is, if we hit B, there is our inventory. So we can fight this guy. You can only hit him so many times, but we're going to do a lot of damage to him, and we don't need to worry about things. We can fly around as we want, and we have food, we have a pick, everything we could possibly want. So one more hit and he'll die, and we'll actually get something really cool from him. Alright, if we could have picked it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our jetpack. And then try to remember. Oh, I don't want to die. But here's the thing, if we die at this point, we wake up, but we should have all that stuff on us. We don't need to take icy needles with us, I realize that. Actually, we do. So, presumably, what's the control? I don't remember. Also, I realized I never turned sound back up. Apologies. Not that it matters too much. We haven't been doing too much with that. So, simply jetpacks. Engine is subtract. Okay. So, last brew of sleeping. Doesn't actually matter where we do it, but right here is pretty good. As long as we don't immediately wake up. So subtract. No, that's not working. Oh, it's these buttons. So we have everything we could possibly want. Which means we don't need to worry about much at this point. We can kind of fly around and search for the good things. So the wispy cotton is what we want to find. We can fly around very quickly now. And while the nightmare is going to try to get to us, it's going to have a bad time. So no longer have to do any sort of, wow, this is nothing but ocean. No longer have to do any sort of, like, we don't really have to worry about much. I guess what I'm trying to say. Wow, is this actual terrain? This is kind of cool. And the thing is I can just kind of explore through here. I want to find some of that cotton. That is the thing. This is actual terrain generation, so the ocean is only for a little bit. That is good to know. And we should be able to come out through here. I don't think it's... Actually, I think I'm wrong on that. I think the terrain generation is mostly ocean, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, we need to find some stuff. And here's the thing. We have so much charge on our jetpack, it doesn't actually matter too much about anything else. That is all Botania flowers. There's bees here. Once we can consistently come here in a good dream, we can do all sorts of things however we want. So yeah, this seems like normal terrain generation. This does not seem like an ocean anymore. Those are not it. The nightmare is still chasing us, of course. It will always chase us if we kill it. It will continue to chase us. There's a village. Oh wow, that is something. But yeah, this jetpack is so efficient. It doesn't really matter too much what we do with it. So we can kill this guy. And I'm actually going to hit F3 just so I can see the coordinates. So that I can come back here if I so choose. But there is that. We can grab his mellifluous hunger. But yeah, there are villagers, which matter very little to me. But the thing that does matter to me is stuff like in here. We can get some supplies. We can kind of see what there is. There's a magical... Oh man, there's a magical forest. So I'm still not seeing any of this. This is what we've been looking for. So this is disturbed cotton. We need a bunch of it. And what we need it for... So the nightmare is back. Don't need to come back. So if we look at the uses of this, we can turn it into tormented string, and we're gonna need one of those for those Dreamweavers. We need 3 of them, so we need 12. By the way, the Maleficus, however you say that, the hunger, is used for Dreamweavers of fasting as well as biting belts, which are cool but not super important to us. Something else we have, there's another mob spawner right there. So, yeah, this is a little productive. Just a little. There is some more wispy cotton, which will turn into disturbed cotton because this is a nightmare. And we can kill this guy again just to get a little bit of a break. But yeah, so you kind of get the idea. We need 12 of the disturbed cotton, and then we can make the Dreamweaver of nightmares, which will allow us to, well, never have a nightmare again. And that's kind of the whole point of doing all this. That way we can come here and do whatever we want in this dimension without any consequences. And there's some more. So let's grab a little bit extra. Let's grab like 16. This stuff I do believe respawns every once in a while. But at the very least, like, it's not super duper important. we don't have to worry about it or anything like that right now. So, yeah, with that, I'm gonna again look at the coordinates, and like there's all sorts of stuff here, and I can go mining, I could start quarrying if I so choose. Obviously in a good dream, but the big thing is like electrotine. We can find it naturally here. Ooh. There's a blacksmith. Leave me alone for like a second. And we'll come back to that. Doesn't matter right now. Alright, so we can get back out of here. And we get our hunger, we get our disturbed cotton, we get our icy needles back. I'm gonna throw on my angel ring. And here's the thing, if I hit B, there's nothing. So what we can do is we can take off the traveler's belt and never worry about that again. So I will tell you guys what. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. Next time, we're going to do a little bit of stuff with witchery with this new stuff we just got, so that we can have really good dreams, or at least more consistently good dreams, I should say that. And then we're going to start looking at, well, I don't know yet. Haven't decided quite yet what all we're going to want to do. But we'll figure something out and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!